Real Madrid get the statement win they were looking for, and Kylian Mbappe is the best striker in the world. Let's talk about it. I said before the game on my live stream that Real Madrid need a statement win, a statement result, and a statement performance. And it wasn't looking good in the first half, but they definitely gave us that in the second half. Real Madrid started this game off on the front foot, if you ask me. They were the better team for the first 5-10 minutes, had multiple opportunities for Kylian Mbappe. Vinicius Jr. had a great opportunity, but it just wasn't coming. It was not coming for Real Madrid, and they seemed to take their foot off the gas and allow Real Sociedad back into the game. And at times, it looked like Sociedad could take a 1-0 lead. We then did eventually, in the 40th minute, get Kylian Mbappe's goal. But it did come at a time when I was saying on my stream, guys, it looks like Real Sociedad are the better team right now. But Mbappe gets that goal, but it doesn't last long. Real Sociedad equalize through a stinker by Konate and then a huge deflection by Carreras, a couple halftime substitutions, and Real Madrid dominated that second half from start to end. Kylian Mbappe securing the hat-trick, Vinicius Jr. scoring a tap-in, but there's one player I want to talk about, Jude Bellingham. What a performance by Jude Bellingham, and what a start to the season this guy's having. A goal in the first game, 2 assists today. He is going from better to better to better. And this guy could be one of Madrid's most important players. Everything good about Real Madrid is going through this guy right now. And when you look at other players like Vinicius Jr., who's just not showing up for me, his general play is not great. He'll get a goal, he'll get an assist, but his general play just isn't there. Jude Bellingham could be huge. Off the back of a great World Cup, I thought his general play today, Jude Bellingham, was incredible. He was winning the ball back 1, 2, 3 times in the middle of the field. When the second goal, Vinicius Jr.'s goal, Bellingham's second assist, the way he, first of all, glides with the ball, and then loses the ball, but wins it back in the opposition's box. It's just incredible. And there's not many players doing it like Jude Bellingham is right now, and he deserves a lot of credit for this Real Madrid win, and he will get that credit, okay? Another player I want to talk about is Federico Valverde assisting the first goal. I thought he was incredible today, especially in that first half. He was the only player that got passing marks for me from Real Madrid in that first half other than Mbappe, but Federico Valverde is incredible, and when he's playing his best, he is one of Real Madrid's best players, no question about it, and he is a great captain, putting in a captain-like performance today. And I think if Real Madrid can supplement that midfield with a better midfielder to go alongside Valverde instead of Bernardo Silva, who I thought was all right today, like a João Neves, if they could maybe somehow get a Vitinha, I don't know, or an Enzo Fernandez, man, Real Madrid look dangerous. But a player I want to talk about here is Vinicius Jr. Yes, he got a goal and assist. Yes, FotMob gives him an 8.6. I did not think he had a good game today at all. I really don't. I thought his general play was lacking massively. I thought he was wasteful in the final third. His goals are tapping. His assist was decent, but when it comes to that opportunity he had in the first half, it's just so unconvincing. And Vinicius Jr. really needs to start building momentum heading into this Real Madrid season, or else, games will go by without a really good Vinicius Jr. performance. And you have a young guy like Yan Diomande who's coming off the bench who looks incredible. The fact Yan Diomande only came on in the 84th minute was incredible to me. I thought Yan Diomande, again, coming off the bench, looked very good. Now, did he look like the 140 million player? No, but I don't think he will for a couple seasons. But I see the hype. I was critical of this signing, but I see the hype. This guy has tons of potential, and I think he is on track to earn himself a starting spot in this Real Madrid team. But the question will be, but for who? Is it going to be for Goulet? Is it going to be for Vinny? I don't know. You guys let me know, but I feel like Vinny, out of the front three, is the worst performing one right now. So we'll have to wait and see where that goes. But the main guy of this game, the main man we're here to talk about, Kylian Mbappe. This guy was on it today. He had a bad game against Espanyol at the weekend, but man, he turned it up today. You could tell from the get-go he was having shots. I mean, here, how many shots did Mbappe actually have today? Kylian Mbappe had 7 shots on target today. 7 shots on target. I think he had 7 shots and all 7 were on target. He was on it from the get-go, having little pop shots. He looked great on the ball, driving forward with the ball, making runs, something we did not see in that first game from Mbappe, and you knew he was going to score. It wasn't a matter of if. It was a matter of when. And Kylian Mbappe went on and he scored a goal, then he scored a second, and then he scored a third. Funnily enough, in my live stream, I said after Mbappe got 2 goals, I don't think he's going to get the hat-trick. 30 seconds later, hat-trick. The third goal, the finish is incredible. The run is just magical by Kylian Mbappe. And then the chip, just the delicate little chip over the keeper's head is incredible. The second goal, the 1-2 with Jude Bellingham, it's incredible. And we've seen Real Madrid like those kind of 1-2s in the box. I remember, was it against Espanyol last season? Vinny Jr. scored 2 goals, and it's just those little 1-2s. And they work really well. So Mbappe, Vinny, Mbappe, Bellingham, Mbappe, Bellingham, Mbappe, Bellingham. They work well together. They work incredibly well together, and that second goal is incredible. And the first goal, created by Fede Valverde, driving through the middle. Kylian Mbappe still has a lot to do, and it is just an absurd finish. An absurd finish. And let's move on from this game and talk about Kylian Mbappe being the best striker in the world right now, and possibly being the best footballer in the world. And I'm ready to say that. Yamal's had a slow start to the season. Yamal had a slow World Cup. Mbappe was the player of the World Cup, if you ask me. He didn't get it, but I think he was the player of the World Cup. And now he's hitting the ground running with 3 goals in his first game. Kylian Mbappe is not the best striker in the world, but he is the best footballer in the world right now. And if you disagree, you have to go give your head a wobble. This guy is incredible. And to think technically he's playing out of position, you can make a case that Kylian Mbappe is naturally a better left winger. Now, he might be more used to the striker position now because it's been a few seasons, but imagine this guy playing out on the left, he'd be even better. He'd be even better. I thought Mbappe's general play today was absurd. And even when you look at players like Harry Kane and you look at players like Erling Haaland, I think those players rely heavily on service. If they don't have the Man City world-class service, if they don't have the Bayern Munich Olise assists, they don't score as many goals. Kylian Mbappe is capable of picking the ball up, beating a man, beating 2 men, but you know what I mean? And scoring goals for himself, something that those players aren't as capable of doing. And this is why Kylian Mbappe is the best striker in the world, right here. If you put Haaland into Real Madrid's team last season, he doesn't score 50 goals. If you put Harry Kane into Real Madrid's team last season, he doesn't score 50 goals. If you put Mbappe into Bayern Munich's team last season, I guarantee you Kylian Mbappe would have scored more goals than Harry Kane did last season. He would have scored 80 goals. That's how highly I rate Kylian Mbappe. Don't get me wrong, Harry Kane is great, and Harry Kane should and will win the Ballon d'Or. But Kylian Mbappe is a cut above the rest. Cut above the rest. The last thing I want to talk about here with Real Madrid is their need for that midfielder that I touched on briefly. That first half performance was still worrying. There's a couple bad performances. I thought Carreras was not good, but I actually thought Cucurella off the bench is such a big improvement. And yeah, he needs to start going forward. Cucurella is going to be I think he might be one of the best signings of the window, hands down. Hands down. Huge signing for Real Madrid, and you notice the difference like that. But anyways, the midfielder. Real Madrid need that midfielder. I like Bernardo Silva, but he should be a utility player off the bench who can come on and play at the 6, can come on and play, in the middle, can come on and play at the 10, can come on and play on the right, even on the left if you need him. They need to go sign a midfielder. Real Madrid are one midfielder away from being an incredible team. If Real Madrid don't get that midfielder, if it's a 6, or it should be a 6, if they don't get that midfielder, they can't compete with Barcelona this season. They won't win a Champions League and they won't win a La Liga title. They maybe will win a domestic cup, maybe. But if they can go out and be like, okay, this is an important signing, and they sign the right player, I think there's 3 options. Vitinha, João Neves, and Enzo Fernandez. The first 2 are the ones I'd be going all out for. João Neves and Vitinha. But I think they're both very unlikely. But Real Madrid need to do it. Because if they can, muster the cash and just be like, you know what, we're going to go all out and we're going to sign this guy, the benefits would be tenfold. Worst comes to worst, I think you go try get Enzo Fernandez, who I think would be good enough and still has a bit of potential to grow into an even better player and could flourish in this Real Madrid team. But I just think Vitinha and João Neves has to be your priorities. I don't know if Enzo Fernandez would fix the problem fully. I don't know. I just feel like they need to get Vitinha. If Real Madrid get Vitinha, they're back. They're back. 100%. It's not even a question to me. If Real Madrid can land Vitinha, they're back. If they can land João Neves, they're back. Enzo Fernandez, they might be back. You guys let me know. Who should Real Madrid sign in that midfield spot? What a performance by Real Madrid. On to Barcelona tomorrow. I'll see you guys later.